Sophie, that's your sports. Are you watching the WAFCON?
Of course I am. I mean, what a question.
The WAFCON and then the Women's Euros going on at the same time. It's football everywhere.
It's too much, but too good.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you very much indeed for the sport. And of course, don't forget you can catch up with all the latest news and current affairs on our website. That's bbc.com/Africa. And feel free to get in touch with me and some of the team on social media. I'm Atsi Kenya. But that's Focus on Africa for now. Thanks for your company. Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Ros Atkins. Welcome to Outside Source. Welcome to College Green in Westminster. We now know there will be 8 candidates in the first round of voting to be the next Conservative leader and the next Prime Minister. And so the contest is fully underway.
Those 8 will go to the first round ballot tomorrow between 1:30 and 3:30 with the results announced as soon as we can.
British Olympic star Sir Mo Farah has revealed he was trafficked to the UK as a child and forced to work as a domestic servant.
Most people know me as Mo Farah, but it's not my name or it's not the reality.
The committee investigating the January the 6th attack at the US Capitol is holding a hearing on the role of far-right and extremist groups on that day. We'll be live in Washington on that. And the world's most powerful space telescope has taken the deepest look into the cosmos ever captured, and it's revealed a universe teeming with galaxies. Welcome to today's edition of Outside Source, and here I am once more just in front of Parliament because in the last hour it was announced which candidates had officially entered the contest to be the next leader of the Conservative Party and of course the next Prime Minister as well. The deadline was 6 p.m. for candidates to show they had the backing of at least 20 of their fellow Conservative MPs. Without that, they couldn't get through to the first round of voting. Overseeing proceedings is the 1922 committee. It represents backbench MPs. And Sir Graham Brady, who we heard on the programme yesterday outlining the process, today outlined who'd made the cut. Normally we're going to have to leave it there because we're right up against this half of Outside Source. Thank you very much indeed. Please keep us posted though in the coming hours. So we're watching that play out in Washington, of course. And just a reminder that an hour and a half ago, Sir Graham Brady, head of the 1922 committee, the committee which represents backbench Conservative MPs, confirmed that 8 contenders will be in the first round of voting tomorrow, Wednesday, to be the leader of the Conservative Party. That whittles a field that had been 11 down to 8, and in the coming days it will come down still further. Do join me in a couple of minutes' time. I'm Ros Atkins, welcome back to Outside Source, welcome back to Westminster. 8 candidates are now in the running to be the next Conservative leader and Prime Minister, and the contest is fully underway.
Those 8 will go to the first round ballot tomorrow between 1:30 and 3:30 with the results announced as soon as we can.
The British Olympic star Sir Mo Farah has revealed he was trafficked to the UK as a child and forced to work as a domestic servant.
Most people know me as Mo Farah, but it's not my name or it's not the reality.
The leader of Islamic State in Syria has been killed in a US drone strike. We'll look at what that may mean for security in the region. And the world's most powerful space telescope has taken the deepest look into the cosmos ever captured, and it's revealed a universe teeming with galaxies. Now, Boris Johnson's government has generally been seen as being reasonably ambitious on the issue of climate change, and we're starting to learn how the candidates who want to replace him may approach the issue, if, of course, they win. Remember, this was one of the 6 main guarantees from Boris Johnson in the 2019 Conservative Party manifesto, reaching net zero by 2050 with investment in clean energy solutions and green infrastructure to reduce carbon emissions and pollution. Some of the contenders are committed to that. Jeremy Hunt was asked by Sophie Rayworth if he was committed to reaching net zero by 2050. His answer to that was clear: yes. Then there's Tom Tugendhat. He says the Conservatives can offer a path to net zero that relies on private finance, markets and new technology, not forcing people to do things like rip out their boilers or eat less meat. Some of the candidates have perhaps a more nuanced view. Here's Nadeem Zahawi. Many thanks to Frank for that update. Now stay with me here at Outside Source. We're going to have a look at these first images from the James Webb Telescope, the successor to the Hubble telescope. They've been released by NASA and they are, if you haven't seen them, extraordinary. Hello, I'm Ros Atkins with Outside Source. Our lead story today is that the race to replace Boris Johnson as leader of the Conservative Party and as Prime Minister has been narrowed down to 8 candidates. Now in Washington, we were talking about this a few minutes ago, the committee investigating the storming of the Capitol has, in its latest public hearing, laid out how Donald Trump encouraged groups of far-right extremists to come to Washington on January the 6th. This was all part of a last-ditch bid he was making to remain in office. While the Florida Democrat, Stephanie Murphy, is speaking, the committee's been hearing from 2 witnesses, Jason Van Tattenhove in the denim jacket, a former spokesperson for a far-right group called the Oath Keepers, and another witness, Stephen Ayers, a man who pleaded guilty to disorderly and disruptive conduct on that day. Let's listen in to what's happening.
Involves certain members of Congress who amplified his unsupported assertions that the election had been stolen.
A very exciting note to end on. Dr. Kendrick, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, I'm Ros Atkins. Welcome to Outside Source. Welcome to College Green in Westminster. 8 candidates are now in the running to be the next Conservative Party leader and UK Prime Minister, and the contest is fully underway.
Those 8 will go to the first round ballot tomorrow between 1:30 and 3:30 with the result announced as soon as we can.
British Olympic star Sir Mo Farah has revealed he was trafficked to the UK as a child and forced to work as a domestic servant.
Most people know me as Mo Farah, but it's not my name or it's not the reality.
The committee investigating the January the 6th attack at the US Capitol is holding a hearing on the role of far-right and extremist groups on that day. We'll have the latest from Washington. And the world's most powerful space telescope has taken the deepest look into the cosmos ever captured and revealed a universe teeming with galaxies. Welcome to this edition of Outside Source. Once again, we're in front of Parliament because in the last couple of hours, it's been confirmed who has made it into the first round of the contest to be the next leader of the Conservative Party. Today was the deadline for candidates to show they had the backing of at least 20 of their fellow Conservative MPs. They needed that to make it into the first round, and 8 of them have done that. The 1922 committee oversees the leadership race. It represents backbench Conservative MPs. Here's its chair. Thanks to the nominee for that. Now stay with me here on Outside Source. In a few minutes we'll hear the real story of Sir Mo Farah, the British Olympian who's revealed he was illegally trafficked to the UK with another child's identity. Heathrow Airport has introduced a cap on the number of passengers flying out of the airport this summer. It says it's due to staff shortages. Caroline Davies has more from Heathrow. I'm Ros Atkins with Outside Source. We're live here in Westminster. Our lead story is that the race to replace Boris Johnson as leader of the Conservative Party and UK Prime Minister has been narrowed to 8 Conservative candidates. The first round of voting is Wednesday. Now, Sir Mo Farah has revealed he was trafficked into the UK as a child and forced to work as a domestic servant. It's an extraordinary revelation in a BBC documentary that gives a totally new insight into one of the world's most famous athletes. Sir Mo's a 4-time Olympic champion, winning gold in the 5,000 and 10,000 metres twice. He's the most successful track athlete to have represented Britain in the modern era and one of the greatest distance runners of all time. Sir Mo had previously said he came to the UK from Somalia with his parents as a refugee, but he's told the BBC he was actually born with a different name and was only given the name Mohammed Farah by the people who flew him from East Africa with fake documents. Well, my colleague Adina Campbell has the story. Hugely exciting story, isn't it? You can get much more on that through the BBC News app. That is it for this edition of Outside Source. This time last week, Rishi Sunak had resigned, Sajid Javid had resigned, and people were asking, could this be enough for Boris Johnson to go? By Thursday we knew it was. He said he'd be standing down. Tomorrow, Wednesday of the next week, well, the voting begins in the process to choose his successor. Thanks very much indeed for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Hello. Heatwave conditions are set to persist across Iberia in the days ahead.